All right, good evening, everybody. Fox 17 Chief Meteorologist Katy Morgan with you. Wanted to do a brief video here on our state of fall foliage right now across Middle Tennessee, and more importantly, the Smokies. I know a lot of us like to travel east to the national park to see fall foliage. So wanted to hop on and give you an idea of what you could see if you are planning on going out there in the next week or two, or when average peak is for color. And we'll talk too about the fact that with the government shutdown, that some of the park areas within the Smoky Mountains National Park are closed. So our website has a full list of those areas that are closed at the moment. So we will go through that as well. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Let's dive in here. I want to start with our current fall foliage. This is brought to us by Evan Fisher with Explore Fall. So we really appreciate him bringing us this data. This is great information. Gives us a current look at what we are seeing. So the key here on your side of your screen can show you that for at least a lot of Tennessee, we've got little to no color at all. And then out towards the national park, we're looking at low color, where we are seeing a lot of color right now. And in fact, peak color is no shocker here, going to be in the Rockies, where the aspens are always beautiful, in the Denver area here. So throughout Colorado, we're looking at peak, if not past peak already, on up into parts of Utah and into Wyoming, and then on up into Idaho and into Montana. So this is really their time to shine when it comes to fall foliage. And that's what we're seeing there. Now, across the rest of the country, where we're also starting to see some peak areas, is going to be up in the Great Lakes region, from Minnesota to Wisconsin, and getting more into Michigan as well, mainly in the UP at this point, but eventually in the next week or two, we'll start to see things pop in the rest of northern Michigan and Michigan in general. And then up here in the Northeast here for Maine, parts of upstate New York, into Vermont and New Hampshire, also seeing some hints at some color too. So there are lots of areas that are already underway. You can see, even in West Virginia, we've got a little bit of color there in that orange, the high color, or peak color, moderate to high peak, moderate to high, I should say, in the Appalachians. But again, for the Rockies or the Appalachians and the Smokies here, we're looking at a little bit of color for now, but that will change as we head into the next week, as we get into the really week to 2 week range. So this is 1 week out. So this is a forecast again put out by Explore Fall, and 1 week in time here, even throughout a lot of Middle Tennessee, it looks like we're going to start to see more of that fall color. We'll zoom in a little more. A lot of Tennessee here starting to see at least some color, if not already. And you may be wondering too that at least I've seen it with some of these trees in the area, they've already started to show color, and that's more due to heat stress and little to no rain. So we really do need rainfall. We've got a pretty good drought going on across Middle Tennessee, and that can sometimes put stress on the leaves and make them turn a little earlier than usual. But again, most of the foliage here has yet to start to turn, but that should change within about a week's time. So this is the forecast for the 6th of October, which would be next week. And then we're starting to see some moderate color forecast for the North Carolina and Tennessee border, out in the national park range as well. So things will really start to get going here as we head into about a week from now. And I would say for Middle Tennessee, we're probably going to be looking at late October before we will see peak fall foliage. So if you're trying to plan maybe a fall picture for your holiday card, I would give it another couple of weeks and we should start to see some more color here. In Tennessee, again, looking at mid to late October, more late October, and even into early November sometimes. Is really the story for us. Now, I would think that this year we would have a pretty good chance at some bright and vibrant colors, because with fall foliage, the optimal weather is actually the span of the entire season, growing season. So in the springtime, you usually want a wet spring, which we definitely had this year, a fairly average summertime, which we had, and a warm and dry fall, which we've had. And that is usually the perfect recipe for some real vibrant colors in the fall. So I'm hopeful, that we don't have any major storm system or big hurricane or anything, remnants from a hurricane that would strip the leaves off the trees early. But I'm hopeful that we'll have some pretty good color this year when it comes to fall foliage. Again, if you're tuning in, feel free to chime in. I do have comments that are up here, and we can chit chat if you have any questions about maybe if you're headed out to the Smokies or have a vacation planned within the next week or two. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I do have the forecast out to East Tennessee for this weekend. Not too bad. This is going to be good camping weather. In fact, temperatures should be in those low 80s for Saturday and Sunday, low 50s as we head into the overnight hours. Pretty comfortable for camping, in fact. And again, the fall foliage is still little color at this point, but in the next couple of weeks, things will really start to blossom as far as the vibrant colors are concerned. So that's what we're looking at as far as our fall foliage goes. I do want to pull up here on our website. I'm going to drag this over here into the screen. But on our website, you can go to fox17.com, and this is going to be where you can get a list of those areas that are closed because of the shutdown that's going on right now. So sorry for the crazy scroll. So here are some of the sections right here on our website. Cades Cove Picnic Area, the Visitor Center, Chimneys Picnic Area, and Sugarlands Visitor Center are all going to be closed at this time due to the shutdown. Hopefully it's temporary, just a couple days. But other roads and campgrounds and other places are open. I think the best thing you can do is, if you are planning a trip out there, is to just check before you go. But those are at least a few areas that may not be accessible during the time that the government is shut down here. So you can find all that information on fox17.com. Just again, head to our website, and I would search for Smoky Mountains and it'll pop up because I don't believe here on the front of our website, the last time I checked here, wasn't on the lead page here, or at least the front. But again, all I had to do was go up to the search bar right here. And this is good for any story that you're trying to find on our website. Just go to the search bar and search what you're looking for. And you can find the information that you need there. So that's at our website. So we'll scroll back to move this back over. Oh, I don't know what I did. I think the other screen is missing. Hang on, let me see. Let me try one thing right here. Okay, there it is. All right, so that's what I have as far as our fall foliage goes. As far as the rest of the weather is concerned, the sunny pattern continues for us. I don't see any good chances for rain until we get into next week. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms, but no big meaningful rain anytime soon. And that's going to keep us above average as far as temperatures go. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s as we head towards the weekend. So again, great weather if you're going to be out and about, even, take the boat out again this weekend. It's not a bad time to do that. But hopefully here we'll get some rain in soon. The latest drought monitor is still pretty dry for us here. I can throw that up real fast. So that is, oops, in here. And this actually just came out today. And now some of our places in the western part of our viewing area are in a level 4 out of 5 drought. So there you go. You can see that our drought conditions are just not great. And will likely worsen a little bit for next week. This comes out every Thursday, and with no meaningful rain between now and then, I would expect this to either remain the same, if not worsen a little bit. But for those, especially in West Tennessee, really hurting for some rain right now. and then that extends into parts of Middle Tennessee as well, Montgomery County, Trigg County, Stewart County, and into Henry County as well. So that's what we have as far as our drought conditions are concerned. And as I mentioned, again, we're not expecting much in the way of rain anytime soon. All right, well, that was just a quick update. Wanted to bring you on the fall foliage situation. I hope you guys are having a good night on this Wednesday. And be sure to tune in tonight on Fox 17 News at 9. We'll have more on Hurricane Imelda that is unfortunately heading right towards Bermuda. So we'll have the latest update and advisory from the National Hurricane Center that coming up tonight at 9 o'clock. See you then.